mic is on. Alright, we're live.
Alright, sweet.
You start.
Wait, are we talking about the Power Rangers or are we talking about your little drawing? Sorry.
Alright, I'll start. Hey everyone, this is Underwolf. I'm here with my friend Natetendo.
Yo.
I'm gonna be starting live streams of my drawing, just as a way of forcing myself to draw at a specific time every day. Because I draw every day, but not always at the same time, and I want to get on a schedule of that. So this seems like a good way to do it. I did this yesterday, but that was more of a test, trying to see how the whole streaming works on YouTube. I think I got it down. If not, I'm just gonna make an ass out of myself in front of all of you, which no one watches, so that's fine anyway. Yeah, me and my friend Nate just got back from seeing the new Power Rangers movie. We figured we'd talk about it a little bit while I'm drawing. If anyone's curious as to what I'm drawing, just look up my DeviantArt account. I'll put a link in that to my YouTube later. I don't know how to do that stuff, so I'll figure it out. Yeah. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to talk about our first impressions of the film. This isn't anything scripted. We just got back a little while ago. So this is going to be basically honest opinions. We're going to say whether or not it's good or not, all that kind of stuff. We're going to do everything we can to keep it spoiler free. Yeah, so I'll start it off. And I like the movie. My biggest problem, and I can't believe this is a problem I'm having with the Power Rangers movie, but honestly, I think it's actually too good and smart for its own good.
Really?
Yeah, because basically, when I heard of the Power Rangers movie, I figured it was going to be something more along the lines of, well, not Pacific Rim, but probably more like Real Steel, if anyone remembers that, but I was expecting like a really dumb, corny, super fun action film. But surprisingly, it was actually extremely good. Like, it was written really well. The acting was really well. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we got a lot of character out of the Power Rangers, which I never thought I'd say that. And I'm also going to see Beauty and the Beast later tonight, too, which I'm not looking forward to nearly as much as Power Rangers for a number of reasons. Yeah, that's going to be a fun comparison, because apparently they both are the number 1 and 2 spots at the box office right now. Both are redos of popular things from the 90s, so that will be a fun comparison. Yeah, going back to Power Rangers, I think it's actually really shocking at just how clever they were with a lot of stuff, because it has serious moments, which I really wasn't expecting. And when I say serious, I don't mean like super dark, dramatic kind of stuff like you would see in any movie nowadays. But no, like genuinely really good sort of drama that really helped build the characters up. And I'm not going to give it away, but there's this one scene, I think you'll know what I'm talking about, where they're all the Rangers are talking together. And it's actually like a really strong emotional scene. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And I was actually taken away kind of at just how sincere it was. And alright, you want to give your opinion before we go into like more specifics?
Sure. I just want to like say something because Chris was talking about like character development and stuff like that, and I think one of the things that they really did well was the characterization on Billy, because I was able to easily relate to him because he said, we're not. Well, you could just tell by how he is that he has a development disorder. He's autistic. I know we weren't going to do spoilers, but...
Well, that's not a big thing. If it's in the first 15 to 20 minutes, it's gonna be fine.
Okay, so...
That's my opinion, anyway.
Anyway, Billy in this movie is on the spectrum, and he's black. And it just so happens that I'm both. So, watching Billy throughout this movie was almost seeing me as if I was a Blue Ranger, so that was pretty cool to watch, so. And it made me actually, connect with the character while I was watching it, which made it even more special. With the original Power Rangers, I wasn't able to have that connection with them. It was just watching people do things on TV and not actually say, oh, yeah, I can kind of relate to what Billy's thinking or stuff like that, so I think that's what I like the most about this movie was how they managed to do something with one of the characters that I could relate to so well, and it portraying people with autism in movies is kind of
Oh, it's awful.
well, it's not just awful, but people are really careful about that because if they do one thing wrong, they could piss off the entire audience, and that wouldn't be good. But they really did a good job with portraying how Billy's on the spectrum, and they didn't
It's not played up for laughs.
no,
It's very, sincere about it.
definitely.
Which, and again, I'm not gonna give anything away, but I am, but I'm not gonna go into specifics about it. But one of the characters is also shown, revealed to be gay.
I didn't pick up on that.
Oh, you don't remember that scene?
No.
I'll tell you later, but
Okay.
yeah, and it's done extremely subtle to the point where it's attached to their character, but it isn't the sole defining thing like you would see in all these other movies or TV shows, even today. The best comparison would actually be the football player from Paranorman.
I haven't seen that. No.
You gotta see that. It's a very good movie. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, and spoilers for Paranorman, but that's been out long enough. I don't care about spoiling it for you people. But the football player is basically portrayed as the stereotypical jock in horror movies. And then his final line in the movie is that he has a boyfriend, which got a huge laugh out of people. Yeah. And again, like I said earlier, there's a lot of drama built in, but it's very natural sort of drama. So, all the Rangers have some sort of very strong emotional baggage, some more strong than others. And you actually see it through, a lot of time and development of each character. Again, I can't believe I'm saying that about a freaking Power Rangers movie. And not just the Rangers, pretty much everyone is built up from the show. Where Zordon has a backstory now.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he did in the show, but it's built upon way more here. Alpha 5, surprisingly a badass in this film. And everyone who watched the show remembers Alpha 5 just ay.
That was actually pretty good.
Yes, it was. I'm kind of impressed. But now, in the movie, he's actually the one that trains the Rangers in combat. And he's showing all these techniques against the fake putties. And he actually can kick ass, which I kind of like that. And yeah, alright, let's go into more specifics about the film.
Well, while you were talking, I just remembered something that this is just the scientific, nerdy side of me, but I kind of want to point this out because it really got on my nerves when I first saw it, and it was right in the beginning where it talked about Zordon's battle with Rita, and they said that it took place 65 million years ago, which was the Cenozoic period, which 65 million years ago wasn't the Cenozoic period, that was the Mesozoic period, but I'm just being the nitpicky scientist here.
Very much so.
But that didn't really bother me too much, but and like it didn't ruin the movie experience, but it was like, ugh.
You're talking about the scientific accuracies of freaking Power Rangers. Yeah, anyway, going back into it, there's like a lot of character development.
Mm-hmm.
The aesthetics I want to get into a little bit, because I'm mixed about the aesthetics in a lot of things, where, again, some spots it's really strong. Like, when we see the Zords on their own, and that's another amazing thing I actually really like about this film, that we actually see in the final climax, we see them use the individual Zords. It isn't put together into the Megazord right away, which I kind of I really wish they did that more in the actual series, because I like the Zords, but you barely ever see them on their own. They always go from the Zord straight to the Megazord.
Right. One of the things I was disappointed in this movie was that, I was kind of expecting them to say, like, it's morphin time, and then they start listing off the dinosaurs and Ice Age animals that, like, you would have Billy say Triceratops and Kimberly say Pterodactyl, and then Jason Tyrannosaurus and Trini Saber-Tooth Tiger.
Like, I get why they didn't do that, just because, again, you want to appeal to a more broad audience in this.
I just thought that would be cool fan service right there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fan service. Like, I don't know if you picked up on this, but again, I went to art school, so I had it drilled into me to look at little nitpicky stuff all the time, but the Rangers always wear their colors, like, in the show. But sometimes it's played more subtly. Like, when they, again, kind of a spoiler, but when they first arrive at the station, they are all wearing their colors, like, full on. But then after that, it's always played up subtly, like, Zach had a black wrist brace, Kimberly had this pink necklace.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. I know that Kimberly had, like, what was it, bathing suit or underwear? I don't know. I'm spoiling.
No, that's not a real spoiler, and if it was, it's someone people will want to know about. So.
Well, a lot of people say Kimberly's the best looking, like, Ranger out of the two females, so.
Yeah. Yeah, there was always something like that, and Jason, he always had, like, red in his shirt. But sometimes it was played up more subtly than others.
Oh, how did you like the, I was thinking about this as I was watching the movie. How was the, casting, do you think?
I think the casting was actually really good.
Because I know going into it, I saw Billy was played by an African American, and in the show, he was, the Black Ranger was the African American, so at first I was going to go in thinking I was going to get confused, but no.
Oh, no, you did just remind me of my favorite joke from that movie.
Oh.
I'm going to sound like an ass for this, but when they first meet Alpha, and I love this because I know about, like, all the controversy and backstory for it, but when they first met Alpha, he's like, different colors, different kids, different color kids. And just knowing about, like, all the controversy about the casting and how it was the 90s show and they had to have the multicultural cast, I thought that was really funny, and I wanted to laugh, but I was afraid I'd look like an asshole if I just laughed at that in public.
I wouldn't have took offense to it, and I'm black, so.
Yeah, there are a lot of, like, little nods like that, which I think give the movie a lot of rewatchability. I'm probably gonna get it on DVD.
I'm sure it'll come to Netflix too, especially since, like, everything Power Rangers is now on Netflix. I was
it is the bomb.
Binging on it leading up to seeing the movie today, so.
Yeah. And it's a little complicated or difficult to just go from drawing to talking like this.
It's easier for me because I'm just sitting here talking and.
Yeah, I'm actually drawing, but oh well. And yeah, there are a lot of knots like that. There's, let's see, what else was there? I'm trying to think. But, well, I can't really think of any now, but yeah, let's talk about more about characters. What did you think about Rita in this version? Because not nearly, well, it is still pretty cartoony, but it's going for more dark cartoony. And she kind of reminded me of Scarlet Witch from Age of Ultron. Which, have you seen that?
No.
You have seen no nerdy movies.
I've watched some of them.
Yeah, what was your opinion on Rita?
To be kind of honest, I was a little like taken back by it because like her design was like had little to no resemblance to what she looked like in the show. But I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just different.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I noticed with Goldar, like he didn't even have a face, and I kind of liked that little like cat-like face he had.
Yeah, I did not like Goldar in this because, okay, this is a spoiler about the final battle. I'm just gonna say what the monster is, but it's really just a giant melted gold monster. Which, on paper, that does sound kind of awesome because it has this liquid consistency. It can harden. It doesn't have a solid form, so it makes it difficult to fight. But that said, boring ass design. Just did not appeal. The CG was not that good, which.
Well, it was better than the original.
We're not gonna hold it to that kind. We're not gonna hold it to the standard of early '90s CGI for kids films. It deserves way better than that from what we got. But yeah, and I give them credit. They had to animate like this gelatinous liquid mass with still a luster and texture to it, which that's near impossible. And it just did not pull off. And again, going back to like both the individual Zords and the Megazord, I really like the designs of these.
Oh yeah, me too.
Because they look like they look just like you would want them to look. And Michael Bay needs to take notes because they aren't like overly cluttered with all these little details. They're very bold. When they're filmed, we actually see them. We can make them out, not like a Transformers movie. And again, the Megazord, I do like another joke they had with the Megazord where they're piloting it and they're trying to figure out who's controlling what.
Oh yeah.
And it's almost more of a Voltron than a Megazord, which that's probably a weird nitpick because they are pretty much very identical in that regard. But yeah. And then going back to Rita, I actually really do like this Rita because it's, yeah, I don't know who the actress is.
Elizabeth Banks, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names, so.
I'm pretty sure her name was Elizabeth Banks. I'm sure, like, I'm almost positive.
Well, you can always look it up, so. Yeah, whoever she is, she was having a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then there were some, like, elements of her that I found legitimately terrifying. Like, her scepter, when she first starts to build it, it's actually built out of teeth that she's ripped from people, and then.
I didn't pick up on that.
You didn't?
No.
And then, yeah, let me try and pull up a photo for you real quick, just because it's easier than going back and forth from drawing. And then, yeah, and then she also has some other scenes with other Power Rangers, and then just interacting with other people, and she acts legitimately creepy with them. And then she also has a lot of funny moments, which I'm sure you are all already heard of this.
Yeah, see, like, look at how different the two designs are.
Yeah, they can't see. They're stuck in this screen.
Oh.
But Actually, here, I can pull it up. Just give me 1 sec. Sorry, again, new to the streaming thing. Gonna take me a while to get used to doing this kind of stuff. But yeah, this is basically the huge difference. And what I do really enjoy about this character redesign, since she was the Green Ranger and had the green crystal, her costume's designed to reflect like the Green Ranger outfit. And Goldar is just the gold monster. And then you have all this gold coming out of her, which I feel is a cool design. And then let me see if I can just find a decent photo. Yeah, this one will work. Good enough. Yeah, like, sorry, not the best quality, but you can kind of make it out still. Like, there's a jawbone there.
Okay.
Because when she first starts building it, she starts by ripping people's golden fillings out, and then just building a staff around that. And then you also have, well, since I'm in here, I can actually just circle it.
Oh, there we go.
That backfired. Yeah, you also have, like, the green Z crystal. And then, yeah. There are some, like, aesthetic choices I don't enjoy about it, though, which, again, mainly focus on the main bad, or main monster, which, that should be the most exciting part. But I actually enjoyed the fighting with the putties, which, the putties look great in this.
Oh, yeah.
And it actually really ties into how they build Rita up as her power. She's more like an earthbender in this. And a big bad is gold, but all the putties are just like this sort of mud and slurry of stone that she makes.
Like, they're not like these, like, random guys in gray outfits. Yeah.
No, and again, that's really just goes without saying that it's better costume design than the 90s show.
Definitely.
But, and the actual Ranger armor, it was not nearly as bad as I was expecting.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah. And if you've seen, like, the movie posters where it's, like, all pixelated kind of stuff, it's a lot clearer than that and more defined. But one thing that bugs me, and this bugs me about the original costumes too, they still have, like, those cemented mouths.
That didn't really bother me as much.
I don't know why, that just always bothered me. And another aesthetic thing, which I get why they did it, but I'm still not a huge fan of, is they do have, like, the faces come off of the helmet, so you can see the actors, and I get they have to do that. You need to be able to have emotion shown, and you can't do that with the face mask. Yeah, it just kind of took me out of the moment a little bit. Yeah. And another sort of thing I'm kind of upset about, no Balkan skull.
Oh, yeah, I was expecting them to, like, pop up during, like, high school, in the high school scenes, especially when they were all in detention. I was like,
Yeah.
you know, where's my Bulk and Skull? Like,
And there is a bully, but he's not either Bulk nor Skull. Which, that almost feels like a giant middle finger, and I don't know if they was supposed to cameo too, and they might have, and I just haven't noticed it because I'm terrible with faces.
I just know there was that one cameo at the end. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody that didn't see it, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and sorry, I'm trying to focus a little bit.
Now, do you think that maybe they're gonna come out with a sequel to this? Because it seems
I'm
like a perfect setup for like
yeah.
the way the ending played out. It seems like they were like setting it up for a sequel.
I can definitely see this being a franchise because it is a lot better than a lot of the would-be franchise movies. Like, I'm not gonna say Transformers because that is a actual franchise, a bad one, but it is one. But yeah, stuff like Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, all the tween movies. I'm sure there's other action movies I can't name right now. But yeah, this was actually like set up a really strong universe for this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like if they made a sequel to this, I would see it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And if they do come out with the sequel, what do you think it's gonna be? It would be about like. Do you think it would have Lord Zed as the antagonist, or do you think?
Well, it's either gonna be Lord Zed or the Green Ranger.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Which I'm curious as to either one, because I would love to see like just how they would tackle a film series based on Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
And damn it, I always do that.
Because, like I said, after the movie was over, it would be cool if they like had a sequel where Tommy Oliver was in it. Because he was my favorite when I watched the Power Rangers growing up.
Yeah, and like one thing I feel fans might not be happy about. Again, it's called Power Rangers, but they aren't in the Ranger forms very long.
Mm-hmm.
Like not only in like the last third for the climax.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's relatively short, and it's a long climax, but it's like a over a 2 hour movie, which but it goes like really smoothly with that.
Right, and also it gives a lot of time to the character development, which I
Right.
think is really good.
Which that is what this movie's for. It's more origin story than actual Power Ranger.
That's why I think there's gonna be a sequel to this, because like we already have like the characterization built up, and so yeah, I could just see them
Yeah.
taking and going off somewhere with it.
What I would actually really like to see is a prequel because,
I don't know.
like, again, this isn't a spoiler. It's like the first scene in the movie, but it's revealed that Zordon was the original Red Ranger, and how Rita was the Green Ranger and his friend, and how she just killed everyone.
I don't know if I'd like that as a. I don't know if I'd like a prequel to that movie. I think.
Yeah, well, I would, but again, I much different tastes than you, surprisingly. It's because I'm much more about like the whole build up. Yeah. And what else is there to talk about? Well, we might as well talk about Krispy Kreme.
Oh,
Since
product placement.
at its worst, which again they seem to be having fun with it because when they bring it up to Rita, it's actually played off funny because it's where I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but it's not a twist or anything. But no, what she's looking for is under Krispy Kreme, and the way she talks about it is just hysterical. It's like, truly, this must be an important place. Because it's.
Yeah, and then I just died at the scene where she went in and was
Oh,
eating
yeah.
the donut.
And she isn't just like eating it. She's like Homer Simpson enjoying it. It's even a pink donut.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. Yeah. And how long have we been going?
Someone's texting me.
Only about half an hour. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's a lot better than it has any right to be by all regards. But, yeah. You want to talk about trailers too?
Not really.
No?
No.
Yeah. There weren't too many trailers. At least not too memorable.
I only saw the
Yeah.
one, so that's why I
Oh,
can't really talk about it.
I'll talk a little bit, which... Okay, there was Fast and Furious 8, which... That looks insanely fun. Like,
I wonder how they're gonna pull it off without Paul Walker in it.
well, they pulled off another one without him. He wasn't
They
in...
did?
Yeah, he was dead when 7 came out.
I thought like he died just like a few months afterwards, or was that the?
No, that was 6.
Okay.
But yeah, and in the trailer we got for that, The Rock pushes a missile away and redirects it with his hand towards an enemy car, which... I'm not making that up. That's how it actually plays out. And it looks extremely stupid and extremely fun. And actually, that's probably more what I was expecting the Power Rangers movie to be. But no, that movie looks awesome. See, what else was there?
There
There was...
was Despicable Me 3.
That looks funny. I do like the Despicable Me movies, which... I gotta mixed feelings about Illumination because...
I heard they're doing The Grinch,
Huh.
so that'll be interesting.
Well, I know they did the Lorax.
I hate I'm sorry, I hate the Lorax. Like,
Yeah.
I would much prefer the animated version because, like,
Well, they're both technically animated.
well, you know, the one that Dr. Seuss was
Yeah.
actually involved in, they managed to get, well, again, I'm a wildlife enthusiast, environmentalist, and so, you know, saving the environment's kind of important to me, but I feel like that with the animated version, again, the one that Dr. Seuss was directly
The original.
involved in.
Just say the original.
Okay, the original one managed to get their message across a lot better than the later version did. Like, they didn't need to they didn't need all of these pop culture references, and I think having that in there was just too distracting to what the message was about.
Yeah, their version waters down the message just because it's treated so seriously when it's the original Dr. Seuss. And then with Illumination, they just... Again, I don't hate Illumination. If anything, I actually really think they're a good studio. But they aren't like Pixar or DreamWorks because each studio has like their own sort of approach to movies, where DreamWorks is much more of an experimental company. They'll do any project, they'll throw everything into it and see what sticks. Pixar and Disney, they're much more the story-driven sort of place. Illumination, they're more like popcorn children films.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not saying that is a bad thing. If anything, that's a good thing to have, especially in these kind of companies where you just have so much stuff that it really does help in all regards to have much more played down, sort of simpler movies, for lack of a better term. And again, the Lorax is just probably the worst choice you could give to them.
Yeah.
Because, again, most of their movies, like Despicable Me 1 and 2, I really enjoyed. Secret Life of Pets, I thought was hysterical. Just, it felt like a Looney Tunes movie. Where, just amazing slapstick. It was, I want to say Louis C.K. I'm pretty sure that's who it was.
I think so.
Kevin Hart, which I'm not a huge Kevin Hart fan just because I don't laugh at the whole loud, fast-talking thing. Which, if you like him, you're more than welcome to. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's a funny-ass guy. I just don't get his humor like you other people would. Who else? I can't remember the actors who play them, but the two best characters in that movie were Gidget, the little Pomeranian, and then I want to say Tiberius, the hawk.
Mm-hmm.
But those two, you haven't seen Secret Life of Pets either.
No.
Go watch movies.
I'm very like I'm very I like to like I'm very active and like to do things. That's why I'm more of a gamer than I am a movie watcher. Because
Well, stop it. Go sit down in your room and watch movies all day like I do.
Well, I have a short attention span. Like I can only like get invested for like 15 minutes and then I have to get up and do something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how I did it through the Power Rangers. Maybe. Well, there was this one girl that was like in front of us and she was always on her phone. So like, I guess that.
Yeah, I heard you complain about that. Which,
turn off your damn phone.
yeah. What else were there? There were a couple trailers. There was, again, Transformers, which, yeah, not. I don't even think they're making it for America anymore, because I remember the last one. It panded to China real bad.
Really?
Because, yeah. Like, that's all I know. That and the legitimate rape scene, which, that's what I call it. That's the only, like, 2 minutes of the film I actually watched.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really messed up and talked about because basically what they do is they just take 2 minutes out of the story and explain why it's totally fine for this 20-something-year-old to be having sex with this 17-year-old. And
how come I don't remember
they, like,
this?
And I don't mean they just, like, explain it. They, like, quote actual legal documents to justify it.
Wow.
And that's the only scene I've seen, and that's the only scene I need to see.
Now, is this the one with Megan Fox in it?
Nah, they have this... No. For some reason, I actually have all the Transformers movies, but I've never seen them. And, nah, they... It's almost like they're going for more of a Frank Miller approach, because the main character, aside from Wahlberg, is this, like, 10-year-old girl. Which, honestly, if Miller came in and directed this, I would go see it, because, again, for people who don't know, Frank Miller, crazy, psychotic, racist, sexist bastard. But he's made some damn good comics. Like, he's made Dark Knight Returns, The Killing Joke, and he's the one that made, like, RoboCop. And, again, he really objectifies women, but oddly enough, he has some of the greatest younger girls. And I don't mean that in, like, a creepy way. But no, like, if he writes a 12-year-old girl, she's usually a badass and really tough. Yeah, and we got the older trailer, which, again, it looks stupid and just, even the trailer's nonsensical, because it talks about how Optimus Prime is gone, and then it shows him floating in space frozen. But then at the end of the trailer, we see him fighting Bumblebee. Which, that makes no sense. Oh, there's also a slam at Michael Bay in the
Oh, yeah,
Power
I
Rangers
remember
movie.
that.
They throw a yellow Camaro with the racing stripes on it at the putties and just go, sorry, Bumblebee. Yeah, that was great.
I didn't catch that at first. I, like, caught it, like, a few minutes afterwards.
Yeah. So there's that. There was King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Oh my gosh, that Diary of... That looks terrible. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie, like...
Not gonna lie, made me want to go punch an 8-year-old.
But no, like, the kids don't even look like how the book portrays them. It's like, you know...
And what's really weird about it is, it's a reboot. Even though those movies, I don't know how old they are, but They're probably older than I think. But yeah, there was one a year or two ago, and I think it was one of the last ones. But they're rebooting it with an entirely new cast, and they're marketing it that way. So that's kind of jarring to me, just because it's so we again we get reboots and revamps a lot faster nowadays than ever.
Well, technically, the Power Rangers was a reboot.
Yeah, but that's from a '90s show, not a movie that came out a couple of years ago. But
I thought Diary of a Wimpy Kid was started off as it was either a book or a TV show.
it was a book, and then there were movies. Let me look it up.
But I just was like watching the trailer and just shaking my head. It was like, this looks stupid. It looks nothing like the source material.
Well, isn't the source material just?
I mean, look, there's the
Yeah.
thing for it.
And I'll pull it up in my screen. Give me one sec. But yeah, the original movie came out 2010,
Okay.
and I think there were like 3 or 4 movies after that.
Oh, I didn't realize they did a movie already of it.
They did a few movies of it already.
I might have. Now that I think about it, I think I did hear them mention it in one of the Macy Thanksgiving Day parades. They had a balloon of it, and they were like saying, the movie's coming out soon. Be sure to watch it.
And again, you're really gonna complain about character accuracy when these are what the characters are drawn like.
Mm-hmm.
Just.
I mean, like, it would make more sense if it was like an animated CGI movie, but these are like real actors.
I don't know. I would like to see a animated movie where everyone's just stick figures like this.
Yeah, almost like the Charlie Brown movie.
And I didn't like the Charlie Brown movie just because, like, those are the worst character designs to convert to 3D because they're just inherently flat.
Yeah.
But yeah, not going into that.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's probably a lot better than I get credit for, but yeah. And while we're on the topic of reboots, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh yeah.
Which
I was thinking, like, how many Spider-Man movies have they done? They did the one with Tobey Maguire. They did The Amazing Spider-Man, and now they're doing this.
And again, in this term, it kind of makes more sense for a reboot because it's the first one Marvel Studios is working on, like in collaboration with Sony. So, by technical definition, this is a completely separate universe than any of the other Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, because they portrayed Peter Parker as being a high school kid, and I don't think there's ever been an incarnation of him where he's been in high school. Like
Amazing Spider-Man, he was in high school.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
I really need to start watching movies more.
Yes. Please do.
If only I had the attention span for it.
And yeah, it's the trailer everyone's seen. It wasn't new. And speaking of which, yeah, I'm just gonna bitch about the Transformers trailer again, but there was another one, and you know what the other trailer had? TIE Fighters. Like, straight up TIE Fighters in the Michael Bay movie. If you don't believe me, people, look it up. In fact, I'm gonna look that up right now just to show you. But look for the second trailer of it. I'll show you after the stream. But yeah. And then there was one more. Do you remember what the name of that animated movie was? About the
the one with the monkeys?
Yeah.
No, I just remember it was like weird, like it was like monkeys in space or something. It was up monkeys.
Well, that shows you how good that trailer is. Neither of us remembers it. Yeah, it was like 2 Boom that animated it. And the weird thing about it, I swear that's just the story from Ratchet and Clank. That's all I know about it. Only instead of Ratchet and Clank, it's some monkey prince.
Oh yeah.
And on the topic of that too, do you think that the Wimpy Kid movie, did that remind you at all of a really goofy movie?
You mean the one with Goofy and Max in it?
Yeah.
Not really.
Because basically what I got from the Wimpy Kid movie is they're going on a family road trip for camping.
Oh wait, are you talking about the original one or the trailer of the one we saw?
The trailer we just saw.
Yeah, no, that doesn't remind me of Goofy movie, but maybe it's because like I love Goofy movie.
Yeah, because what they're doing in the new Diary movie is they're going on some family trip, and then whoever the kid is, I don't know, but the main character is witching like the directions and everything to lead to the Comic-Con sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that just made me think of Goofy movie where Max
Oh
slowly
yeah,
tricked his dad into going to
Powerline.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they never made a DuckTales movie.
Well, they did, but
like a theatrical release,
they
like
did.
they did. But wait, they did?
Yeah, I'm sure we were probably like 4 or 5 when it came out.
Well, I know we were like 2 when Goofy movie came out because that came out in '95.
Oh, and yeah, the DuckTales movie was way before that.
Because I know like DuckTales was like the best Disney cartoon they ever
And
made.
they're getting a remake of it, which I'm super pumped for the remake. Just you have Tennant playing Scrooge McDuck. That's all I needed to hear. And yeah, basically everything seems improved. Well, I don't want to say improved because I will piss off a lot of people on the internet.
It's the internet. Everybody gets offended.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, it's like at least all the like bad stuff from DuckTales is updated. Like the triplets all have distinct personality.
Mm-hmm.
Webby actually has personality, which I think she might be my favorite character because she's like this super hyper fangirl, and I love those kind of characters. See, again, Scrooge McDuck sounds great in it. Donald's actually going to be in it. I'm kind of excited for that. And then Launchpad only gets one line, but it's actually real funny. Yeah, and we're talking about Power Rangers. Why am I on that tangent?
I probably got us off topic because again, I'm autistic, and that's what
Don't
people like me do.
Yeah. But anyway, Power Rangers. Surprisingly good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I say that I mean anyone can enjoy this movie. It's not something that's just for the fan base, although it does have a lot of that stuff in it. But no, the characters are written great. The actors all do great. The action is pretty solid.
And then there's, the more serious and mature moments that they do pretty well.
Yeah, and I really was taken away by some of those moments. Because it's so surprising to see that out of this movie. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, I got a lot of progress. Hang on. Yeah, I'm almost done with this actually. So
Yeah, you just need to like get the eyes, like fill in the eyes,
yeah,
the pupils.
the eyes, a few more lines, the buttons, and for anyone guessing, this is supposed to be Little Beepers from Tiny Toons, basically dressed as Sanji from One Piece. Because I'm doing that with a bunch of the characters, and they're fun drawings to do. Just putting cartoon characters into cosplay themselves.
Yeah, I wish I kind of had that. I forget what it's called.
My monitor.
Yeah, I wish I
It's
kind
a
of had that monitor so I can get into doing stuff like this. All I do is just
well,
I run a Wario fan page on Facebook and I just post like stuff related to Wario and what I do is just I take a bunch of Wario related stuff and play around on Photoshop and
that's nice. Whore yourself out on my show.
sorry.
That's cool. That's cool. I I can't put a link up because I don't know how to do that yet. I'm uncultured in this.
Well, just type in Wario time on Facebook and you'll find it.
There you go. Yeah, I'll figure out how to do my deviant art to this. Yeah, I'll just end the stream now. I'll finish this on my own. It'll only take me a few more minutes. And then coloring it's real easy. Yeah, that's about it. Any final thoughts on the movie or anything?
No, I think I've put out there what I wanted to say, so.
Alright, well. Alright then, I guess that's it. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe I won't go to the, well actually I'm seeing Beauty and the Beast again later, so I'll give my thoughts on that, but that'll just be me. Maybe I'll watch another movie to talk about on Netflix.
There you go.
But yeah, so that was it. Anyone who watches this, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Later. Say bye, Nate.
See ya.